Hey everybody, Hiker James 52 here. Let's go geocaching.
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Geocaching Adventures. This is our episode number 8, and yes, we did it. That's our name of our show tonight is Yes, we did it. Well, it wasn't yes, but yeah, we did it. Anyway, we went geocaching. Wife and I went out Monday. I believe it was Monday. No, it was yesterday, Tuesday. Anyway, hey, it's only one day difference. It was the 9th, so it was yesterday. Wow, it was something different. We hadn't been out for I don't know how long, but we had some nice weather. It got up to 65 degrees, and so we'll talk a little bit about that here in a minute. I wanted to bring it up that a couple things here was one of them was that the monthly Michigan meet and greet held their little meet and greet on the 9th. Yeah, there was 10 attendants. They have that every month, and people were saying that they're glad to see that it's starting to gain a little more, people attending that meeting. That was GC 936ZK, and if you were anywhere, look that up. I mean, but if you're anywhere around that area, you might try to get to the next month's meet and greet. The next meet and greet is, oh, wow, this weekend. You look it up, and let's see. I believe that's the 5-day challenges. It's the 19th annual Texas Challenge and Geocaching Festival, and the number is GC8W9P1, and it's a 5-day event. And so far, there's 304 people saying that they will attend. So that's in Cisco, Texas, which is just a little southeast of Fort Worth. I think it's about 100 and something miles, 105, 110, somewhere in there. It's not that far from Fort Worth. I know it's a lot farther from Mansfield, Ohio down there. So I'm not going. I'm going to wait until they get some up here around this way and the weather gets a little bit better, because I don't know what kind of weather they're having down there, but here it's bouncing around. 65 one day, 66 the next day, and then dropping down in the 40s the next day. I just can't see going out and getting all gun-ho about being someplace like that where it's a distance away. Yeah, we went out. I found 19 geocaches on the map that was all within a mile of each other, kind of like a mile radius, I guess you'd say. And so off we went, took our little cooler and little ice packs, throwed some pop and water in it, and took off. We was gone probably 4 hours, 4.5 hours, something like that. And we only came up with 6. Well, 7. One was a DNF. Wow. That was just, we couldn't find it. And the other one was 7, maybe it was 8. So anyway, one was a DNF because we couldn't find it. One was, there was muggles, I'm telling you. There was muggles. It was a car wash. And I've never seen a car wash like this before. There was probably 50 bays in this car wash, and just almost every one of them was filled up. If it wasn't the car washes, it was the vacuum stations, Wow. And this was probably about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So a lot of people was out, I guess, trying to get their cars washed up at lunchtime. It was a mess. So we just drove by it and kept on going. That's one where you got to go towards the evening. I don't know. This might be a 24-hour place. I don't know. First time I see one that big, I'm telling you, it was huge. Um, we had we found one that was a micro, a nano. Yeah, a nano, a very small nano. You could lay it down on your thumbnail. You know, that it was only about oh half an inch tall at the most. And I was surprised. I had my little nano roller with me and my tweezers. You know, I always carry them when we get out. I clip it on my belt loop, and where I don't forget it and leave it in the car. But we took that thing and unrolled it down to where there was room for signatures, and we both signed it. And I didn't need my nano roller to put it back in there. And that was the first. I might have done that maybe one other time, but first time it's hard to unroll one to where you need it, sign it, and then be able to roll it back up. And I got about an inch and a half, 2 inches from the end of it where it was all the way rolled up. And I looked at my wife. I said, "You know, this is what I hate is when you get it rolled up this far to put back, and you drop it." Well, I didn't drop it. No, I got lucky on that one. Of course, if I'd have dropped it, I'd have had to start all over with my nano roller, and it was just no. We found a couple of um, let me think here. Man, and I got it right there on my tongue. Bison tubes. Yeah, we found a couple of bison tubes. We found one that was an M&M container, one of those plastic containers. The one that I suggest not to use, you know, that had food in it, but this was a lamppost skirt, so there couldn't have been no animals get under it, you know, to chew that one up. There was a Altoid can, and what was strange about that one, that was a lamp skirt too. When we got there has not been a muggle in that area for a long time. And so there's this lamppost there, and I got it and I looked, and I seen underneath like a rock, you know. Well, I don't know. Some of you know that there are some cache containers that looks like a rock, and I told my wife, "That's a rock." Yeah. Oh, I didn't know, but you know. So we lifted up the skirt and looked, and there wasn't nothing there. So in between, there's probably about that much space between where they usually put it and up underneath the skirt, underneath the pole. And I seen that rock. I said, "That's got to be it." So I went to reach under there and to get the rock and started pushing. So I thought, I'll just push it on out through to my wife, you know. And so when she got it and signed it and everything, she put it back and she says, "I guess I got to put this rock back too." Well, it was a piece of the asphalt of the parking lot. Somebody got two pieces of the asphalt, and when they put the container in there, they put a rock in front of it and a rock behind it, so nobody could, you know, see the container. And who's going to stop and check it out and see why there's a rock under there, you know? But if they seen a container under there, they get curious and they'd probably look at it and see that it's not just a rock. Yeah, there's some good ones out there. we found one that was a pop bottle cap, plastic 16-ounce pop bottle, where you cut it off at the neck. I don't have a right handies there, so. But anyway, I got this pill bottle, and this is kind of different here, but it's not. It's kind of, it tells what I want to say. You got your cap on your pop bottle, and then you got your little neck under here. And if you take a little little blade or saw, hacksaw or something, and you cut that off of the top of the bottle, then you take a one of those round magnets, and you smooth the bottom there where you bottom of it there where you cut it, get it nice and straight. Then you mix up some epoxy. After you get the epoxy made up, you set the magnet down in that pop there where it's resting on do it on a piece of paper, wax paper, regular paper, doesn't matter, piece of cardboard. You set the cap upside down, where this is the threaded part. Set that down on that paper or whatever, and then you got your little round magnet in there, and you just pour that epoxy around, all around, make enough to where it will cover the magnet, so that way it'll adhere to the magnet and the pop bottle, and let it dry. I, I usually let mine sit overnight. I don't know. There's different times. Some of it takes longer to dry than others. But anyway, after you let that dry, you just peel the paper off of it. If you use wax paper, it usually won't stick, and tear off. Cardboard, if you got a waxed piece of cardboard, like you buy something and it has that wax coating on it, that works good too. So anyway, after that dries, you just get your log sheet, put it in the cap bottle top there, and you screw the cap back on, and then you take it and put it on anything that's metal, anything that'll attract a magnet. So that's and it was broke. I felt bad. I told my wife I just bought a new tube of epoxy last couple of days ago, last weekend I think it was, and I should have had it with me. I carried it with me, and the epoxy that they used was loose from the magnet, and you could put the magnet back in there, but it wouldn't really hold to the plastic or the epoxy. So we did get it where it would go back on. It was a guardrail. We got it to where it go back on. So I left the owner message that it needed repaired. And I'm telling you, when we went to that one, it was in between a couple buildings, businesses, and back behind them, and it was on a hill, like great. And up on top of the hill was a parking lot for some more stores and some other businesses there. So we could have, if we thought, just drove around a block or two and ended up right there by that cache, but we decided to go ahead and walk back behind the other two buildings and walk up the embankment. When we was frustrated to see how many of those masks the people are just throwing out. They're throwing them down. They're throwing them away. They're throwing them out of their cars. They wear them in the store. They come out and take them off and throw them down. And the wind, you know how the wind will circulate stuff around and end up it's all in one place. There's some bushes there, and there's masks stuck in the tree limbs, the bushes. I counted just a quick count, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I counted 40 masks that were accumulated in that area. And then between there and the car, which was about the size of the length of one business building, counted about 5 more and caught in the bushes and in the trees. I mean, we've got masks, and when our masks get where we think they're not going to work again, we wear them more than one time. But when we're done with them, we've got about a dozen of them in the glove compartment of the car, and we got a little trash can, little Walmart bag. And things are so handy for anything. But we take our mask if we're going to put on a new one. We take our mask and just throw it in the trash bag. And when the trash bag gets full of candy wrappers and pop bottles and all that stuff, we take it, and when we get home, we just take it out of the car and walk 10 feet and throw it in the trash can. And also we tie the bag in a knot, the 2 handles. So that way, if it does get knocked out of the trash can when the trash picks it up, at least it's a bag, just instead of a bunch of trash and stuff flying all over the place. It's windy out there this time of the year. And I mean, you could lay anything down. And my shopping cart tried to roll away from me today. I went and bought some groceries, and I'm putting the groceries in the car, and the shopping cart starts going away because the wind was so strong. So, but yesterday wasn't really yet a good time to go geocaching because the ground was still wet, and when the ground's still wet, every step you take, when you pick your foot up, water comes up the top. You don't sink in, but it sucks the water up out of the ground, and that's just soggy. That's the word I'm looking for, soggy. Speaking of soggy, I'm thirsty. Yeah, we're gonna go again this weekend. Somebody had placed a travel bug in my geocache when I've got out in my front yard, and I'm gonna go ahead and take that out and grab it. And when we go this weekend, we're gonna take it probably about 30 miles away. There's a lot of caches between 20 and 30 miles that's been put out over the winter time. So that way it gives me a good idea which ones are a good hiding place for it, and which one's been found the most, and things like that. So, hey, we got a new YouTube address there, and the other one was full of numbers. YouTube won't let you get a personal address unless you've got so many followers or something. I don't know. But anyway, we have a new address for our YouTube, so it'd be a lot easier to find us. And that is YouTube. Is just search. Don't go to YouTube. Just go to your search and type in www.mprp.us. And that MPRP stands for My Podcast Radio Page. Kind of catchy, yeah? You think? Okay. Mars perseverance. I always get in trouble with that word, even when I'm not looking at it. The Perseverance rover has not yet been taken a picture of itself. The travel bug that went up to Mars with the last spaceship, they attached a travel bug to something on the rover, and they don't know when it's going to do this. I've waited a couple of weeks. It's landed a couple of weeks ago, or maybe 3. I don't know. It's been up there a few weeks. And when it decides to take a selfie of itself, it'll have that travel bug showing, and then we can go to the page and discover it. And you get a souvenir when you log that as a discovery. And I don't know what the souvenir is, but you can see on the screen there that's TB5EFXK. Something big. There's something like 15,000 people watching that page to know when it takes a picture of itself and sends it back to Earth. And then, it's going to take a few days for it to get here after it's been sent. Well, I don't know. You got a better camera than I do. If you take a picture of something and send it to somebody, they get it within a couple seconds after you send it. But if it takes several days for a picture to get to them, you're as far away as Mars. And Mars, it's the only planet known to man that's solely inhabited by robots. I want to see somebody go up there and live for a week. Maybe just camp out over the weekend and then come back. Ooh, that'd be an expensive trip, wouldn't it? Oh, man. So anyway, there's that, and this is this, and there's all the others. So if y'all want to we'll mark this down again. That's we show this podcast on Facebook.com/Aftercache2020, and we show it on YouTube at mprp.us. Okay, and it's brought to you by My Podcast Radio. Oops, you don't want to. Well, there's my mypodcastradio.com website. I threw this up last week. I don't know if anybody caught it or not. I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm just going to let you guys know. Hey, you need some. You need to make your own log sheets. Well, that's it. I'm not supposed to say anything about it. They don't want it advertised everywhere. Well, I'm not advertising it. It just, wow, it popped up on my screen. Check that out. And have ink, will copy, right? That copy machine I got, I'll copy stuff until I can't see the letters no more. Because that's expensive. That's $50, for the easy way out for ink. If I need both color and black and color. So I'm going to take this back off of here now because I didn't advertise it. I just showed it and said, look at there. Check it out. Okay. We're about done. I'm going to go about 30 minutes on this show. But anyway, this weekend, we're going out again. Almost every day, somebody's putting another cache out. I always dread going out past. We got everything in our area. And now to make things more difficult, we have to move the radius. This is us. And then we have to expand the radius, and go around in that. So, but now everybody's putting them here, there, and everywhere else. we don't have to go any extra miles to find more new ones. There's probably about as many new ones out as what we've already found here. It's getting interesting to see that many geocaches hidden in one city. I wished I could come up with a number to how many there are, but lots of them. Okay, so that's going to be the end of this show, and hope everybody that watched this gives us a thumbs up or something. Leaves a comment, and we just started this. This is episode 8, so we've had 8 episodes now, and it's not really too good. Our first episode that we did got 65 views on Facebook or on YouTube. So something like 30 something views on Facebook. So it's going to gain. It's going to get up there. And I seen one that had 0 views on it, but hey, can't expect everybody to watch it. But I kind of expect maybe somebody to at least give a thumbs up or like and share or something. So get it going. Let's get it started. Let's get it big. I know there's a lot of people out there that's got a lot of stories about geocaching, and I just want to get them on here, on the screen. Yeah, put you on the screen right next to me. I'll be here and you be there, and however you want to look at it there. But anyway, it would be fun. I mean, it's a hobby. If it's something that we all like, we all go out and talk about it everywhere else. Why not do it on there? So, I mean, it's free. It don't cost you nothing. You don't have to have anything special to be on the show. All you got to have is a microphone and a camera, or a laptop with a mic and cam built in. So I'm using my laptop for these shows. I'm using the microphone from the laptop, but I'm using a different cam because my cam that I've got, let me see. I'm going to switch my cam here and show you what my laptop cam looks like. Just let you know why I've got a different one. Okay, hey, see me there? There I am. Oh, it just messes up the whole view and everything. It just doesn't look as clear. But I'll go back to my other one now and show you the difference. Well, you know the difference now. Where did it go? Oh no, I'm stuck in that one. Okay, that's why I use this one. This cam, it was only like $25. It does wonders. So get what you got. Use what you got, or whatever, and join in. You don't have to look real pretty on here. Just a bunch of people that like geocaching and I want to talk about it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and back out of here, and we're going to tell you all. It's been a pleasure. I like talking about it. I like geocaching, and so now that the weather's breaking, it's going to be fun. And until next week, same time, same place. This is Hiker James 52. Keep on caching.